Hey guys, before you get into this video, I wanted to give a warning for any minor spoilers that might be mentioned when going over the player characters for Dimension 20. I would say if there are Intrepid Heroes seasons that you have not seen and you do not want to hear about different character development or sometimes character deaths, I would not watch this video until you have finished those seasons. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hey guys, this is Nat Blue and welcome to another YouTube video. Today, we are going to be ranking the player characters from all of the Intrepid Heroes seasons of Dimension 20. I am going to be doing this a little bit different than most of my other tier list. Instead of doing a lettered rating of S through F, we are going to go 1 through 5. And then if you've noticed, there is a category just labeled Starstruck Odyssey. That is because I have not finished watching that season. I got a couple of episodes in, but I am not a big fan of sci-fi, so I couldn't really dive deep into it. So to start us off, we are going to talk about Siobhan Thompson's player characters. Starting with Adine Abernant from Fantasy High. I'm going to put her at 1. Adine is one of my favorite characters from Dimension 20. I love that she has anxiety. I love her interactions with Jawbone about her anxiety. She has a lot of character growth, especially after all of that stuff happens with her family. I'm just a huge Adine fan, so we are going to rank her as Siobhan Thompson's best character. Next up on the list is Misty Moore from Season 1 of Unsleeping City. I am going to put Misty at 2. I love Misty. I love the Broadway star thing that Siobhan was going for. Just a big fan of the character. Next on the list is Anastasia from Unsleeping City Season 2. I'm going to put her at 5. I really did not like Anastasia that much. I wasn't a big fan. So I really can't rank her higher than any of her other characters. Next on this list is Ruby Rocks from Crown of Candy. I'm going to put her at 4. I love Ruby, but I do not love Ruby as much as Princess Rosamund from Never After. So Princess Rosamund I think was great. She was a very interesting character in the season. I was just a huge fan of Rosamund. So that is my top 5 for Siobhan Thompson, going Adine Abernant, Misty Moore, Princess Rosamund, Ruby Rocks, and Anastasia. So next up, we are going to go over Lou Wilson's characters. Lou Wilson might be my favorite player in Dimension 20, so I'm very excited about this one. We are going to start off with Fabian Arameus Seacaster, and I am going to put Fabian at 3. Fabian is one of my favorite characters in Fantasy High, but Lou just has such good characters he plays as that it is very hard to rank who my favorite character is for him. The next character up for Lou Wilson is Kingston Brown from Downtown. Sadly, I'm going to put Kingston at 4, which will be the lowest for Lou because he's only played 4 characters. I love Kingston Brown, but like I said a little bit with Fabian, there's just better characters played by Lou. Which brings us to King Amethar of House Rocks. King Amethar, I'm going to put at 2. King Amethar, this was a tough decision because I think he could have gotten first place here. I love how Lou plays Amethar. He brings that drama to it really well. Overall, I'm just a huge fan of King Amethar. And the number 1 on the Lou Wilson list will be Pinocchio. Pinocchio is just the funniest character. I love the whiskey and bubblegum gag. I love the weird moment between him and Yofa later in the season. I just love Lou's portrayal of Pinocchio. The voice is incredible. I just can't get over it. Next on the list, another one of my favorite players. I should stop saying favorite players. I am now realizing that everybody else on this list is one of my favorite players. The Intrepid Heroes are just too good. But we are going to talk about Emily Axford's player characters from Dimension 20. Starting with Figurath Faith. So Figurath Faith, this is going to be tough for me to rate people. I'm going to put Figurath at number 2. I love Fig. I love all of the inside jokes that Emily does with Fig. I'm a big fan of her transforming into people all the time. So I'm just a huge fan of Fig. Next on the list is Sophie Bikes. I'm going to put Sophie at number 3. I just think it's a fun character, and she does a really good job playing a monk, which a lot of people in Dungeons & Dragons do not like that class. So overall, I really like Sophie Bikes. She's amazing. I really like her in Season 2 of Unsleeping City 2 once she's kind of realized who she wants to be. Next is Jetrox. I'm going to put Jetrox at 5, and I think mostly because she didn't play as her for very long. I think it was only 2 episodes, so she's just not as well-rounded as Emily's other characters. And then next is Queen Saturina. I liked Saturina. I'm going to put her at 4, just because I do not think she's better than the 3 above her, honestly. She was a good character. I liked the moment at the end with Ruby and Amethar and everybody. That was great. I just think that Emily has better characters. And then number 1 for Emily Axford's player characters, once again from Never After, is Ylva. I love Ylva. She's hilarious. I like the moments with her grandmother, with the butterfly and caterpillar. The interactions with the big bad wolf are great. She's an amazing character. So that brings our Emily Axford list to Ylva at number 1, Figureout Fayette at number 2, Sophie Bikes at number 3, Queen Saturina at number 4, and then Jetrox at number 5. So the next player we are going to talk about on this list is Zach Oyama, starting with his first player character from Fantasy High, Gorgog Thistlespring. So Zach is going to be a very tough one for me to rate, but I do think I'm going to put Gorgog at... I think I'm going to put Gorgog at 2. I love Gorgog, but the next person on this list, Wiki Matsui, I love him more. Wiki's one of my favorite Dimension 20 characters. He might be my favorite character from Unsleeping City. He's just such a great character. I love how wholesome he is. I don't think you can really do better than Wiki Matsui. The next on this list is Lapin. Lapin Cadbury from Crown of Candy. I'm going to put him at 4. I like Lapin. I really enjoyed the interactions with the 2 teenagers, the Rocks sisters. Overall, great character. I didn't realize until I was making this tier list that his last name was Cadbury, and I also kind of love that. Next on this list is Cumulus Rocks from Crown of Candy. We're going to put Cumulus at 5 for Zach. I liked Cumulus. I think he was one of the weaker characters for Crown of Candy. I just wasn't as interested in him as the other characters. And then at number 3 for Zach Oyama will be Puss in Boots from Never After. I love Puss in Boots, mostly for his interactions with Pinocchio. I think that Wiki and Gorgog stand a little bit better on their own than Puss in Boots does, but he's still an amazing character. So to recap that, for Zach Oyama, it is number 1, Wiki Matsui, number 2, Gorgog Thistlespring, number 3, Puss in Boots, number 4, Lapin Cadbury, and then number 5, Cumulus Rocks. So the next player we are going to talk about on this list is Owlie Beardsley, the great Owlie Beardsley, first character from Dimension 20, and I think maybe her first D&D character, Kristen Appleby's. So I would say last year, Kristen Appleby's would have ranked at 3 for me. But I think I'm going to have to put Kristen at 2, because so far in junior year, this might be my favorite character. I love Kristen Appleby's. She's become a little bit deranged, which I really enjoy. Just an overall great character. Next up for Owlie is Pete Conlon. As some people know him, Pete the Plug. We are going to put Pete at 3. Pete is a very good character. I think he really gets a chance to shine in Season 2 of Unsleeping City. So I'm a huge fan of Pete the Plug, who goes by Pete Conlon in Unsleeping City because he is no longer a plug. Next on this list is maybe my favorite character from any of Dimension 20's seasons, Liam the War Guy, formerly Liam the Seat Guy. I love Liam. Peppermint Preston's amazing. Liam's arc is so dark, and then it has a redemption at the end. It's just such a good character. I feel like Owlie went full chaos with this, and it might be one of their best characters. And then number 4 on the list, Process of Elimination, is Timothy Goose. I love Timothy Goose. I feel like he's a very great support character. He does a good job at being one of the main roles in Never After. I just think that the other 3 characters are better characters for Owlie. So to recap, for Owlie Beardsley, number 1 is Liam from Crown of Candy. Number 2 is Kristen Appleby's from Fantasy High. Number 3 is Pete Conlon from Unsleeping City. And then number 4 is Timothy Goose from Never After. So the next player on this list is Brian Murphy. The last player on this list is Brian Murphy. Starting with his first character for Dimension 20, Wiz the Bald Gugak. I am going to put Wiz at 2. I love Wiz Gugak. I really like him in the later stuff. So like sophomore year, junior year. Freshman year, he did a very good job because the part of the season was kind of tailored to his character, which I really enjoyed. So I think that Wiz earns his spot in number 2 out of Brian Murphy's characters. The next character that I have is Cogrash. I'm going to put Cogrash at 4. Cogrash is an amazing character. I think that Brian does a good job with everybody. I feel like I like a couple of these other characters a little bit more. I do really like the hairy baby thing with Cogrash. I think that was hilarious. All of his interactions with Selfie Bikes were so funny. And then, to finish out Unsleeping City, we have Cody Night Angel Walsh. I'm going to put Cody at 5. So, I was not a big fan of Cody Walsh. I liked some of the stuff with him and Wiki, where he was kind of tugging at Wiki's strings with the whole getting the sword thing over and over again. But I feel like he wasn't a very memorable character to me. I just wasn't a huge fan of the character itself. And then to finish out Crown of Candy, we have Sir Theobald Gumbar. And we are going to put Theobald at 3. I love Theobald. I loved the whole squall thing that Brian Murphy did with Theobald. I thought that was hilarious. He was just an overall great character. I think this is when Brian really showcased his like acting chops in Dimension 20. I think he did a very good job with Theobald. And then for number 1 for Brian Murphy, we have to go with Prince Gerard. Prince Gerard is just such a good character. And I love the interactions between him and I guess you could call her his ex-wife. I think they're still technically married. I just think he's such an amazing character. He does such a good job. I love the ending with him and Baba Yaga, where he just accepts his fate. Overall, great character. So that wraps up Brian Murphy's characters. So as a quick recap for Brian Murphy, number 1 is Prince Gerard. Number 2 is Wiz the Bald Gugak. Number 3 is Sir Theobald Gumbar. Number 4 is Cogrash. And then number 5 is Cody Night Angel Walsh. So that wraps up the tier list. If you guys like this video, leave a like. If you disagree with any of my opinions, leave a comment. If you agree with my opinions, leave a comment. If you really want me to watch Starstruck Odyssey, leave a comment. I'll watch it. Maybe I'll post a review of Starstruck Odyssey from the viewpoint of somebody that isn't a huge fan of sci-fi. If you liked this video, you can also subscribe to the channel. You can hit that notification bell to get notifications when new videos are uploaded. I love doing tier list, so I plan on doing a lot of these in the future. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, peace.